To be honest, I'm kind of at a point where I feel a little bit weird about the whole situation now. Like, the other day, like I said, and I got the fuel line all plugged in. And yes, it's ghetto. And yes, I had to tuck it back behind a rub spot, but that's because you can see it's going to be lining up either on the throttle body cable or the plug itself, which also I'm going to have to secure until I can get it repaired. Yeah, I mean, if I really wanted to do it like 100% tuck out of the way, I could have chased it down all the way down to the bottom of where it meets the bottom of the chassis and cut it and then run it down there. But obviously a whole lot easier to do it here. And what I'm eventually going to do anyway is I am going to just run the whole line under the car, and so it can hook up where it properly needs to, it regardless. But again, this is all about getting it running again so I can get it to the dyno and whatnot. So anyway, off track. I put the map sensor on. I was like, all right, the last thing I need to do now is put the map sensor on. After I finally got the line on for the fuel rail, I just keyed on, because of course it's going to prime the fuel lines regardless whether it starts or not. And I primed it. The only leak I caught was right here, and that's just because the fucking clamp wasn't choked up where it was supposed to be. So that took care of that. No more leaks. I'm like, all right, the last thing I need to do is the map sensor. I don't believe changing the map sensor is going to make the car run. So I'm like, I did everything one step at a time. So the map sensor is going to be its own day. And I literally could have done it anytime during the week, but it was just didn't do it. And I came out, did some yard work, put the map sensor on. I was like, well, the map sensor's on. Let me just try and start it. And the motherfucker fired right up, dude. It fired right up. I was pretty shocked. So it fired up and it ran. It was kind of choppy, but it started pretty much right away. And then I revved it up, so everybody in the house could hear it. Like, oh, it's running again. But as soon as I revved it up and then I let off the throttle, it died. So I started again and it ran again. But I don't know, just because getting on the throttle and having it choke and die like it did, I'm not sure if it'll run. And then so I sat and let it idle for a while. It idled. It sounds kind of choppy still, but it idled. It stayed on, didn't die out. But I did notice it was chugging a little bit in the back. So I'm like, all right, well, this car is running rich as fuck now. It's got big ass injectors on it. Big old map sensor on it, and the initial base map that was on it to get me running is now completely thrown out of whack here. So I don't know. I mean, just because of the fact that the car is unstable as is on the highway, and now that it bogs out and dies if I'm coming off the throttle too quickly. So now it's like the only thing I get in my head I can think of is what happens if I pull up to a stop sign. What happens if I fucking, pull up to a stoplight and, I let off too quick or whatever. It just dies on me, and then I'm trying to get the thing to start back up in traffic. It just seems like a hassle that's not worth dealing with. Now, the whole thing, the whole idea was to get the car running and driving again so I could drive it to the dyno so I don't have to fucking worry about towing it. But honestly, even though I'm probably still going to tow it now, I still feel better about the situation just because of the fact that I know it's going to make it, the fact that it's running and driving makes it that much easier just to get it onto the tow truck. So I get a flatbed here or whatnot, the flatbed pulls up, I can drive the fucking S2000 out to the road, and it's so much easier to just throw it onto a flatbed like that, than it would be if I'm fucking dragging a carcass out of here. So yeah, I'm pretty fucking stoked and happy. I wasn't expecting it to come back to life with the map sensor swap out. But yeah, it sure as fuck did. And now I guess I'm going to start playing with the Integra. I might even do a separate quick video for that as well. It looks disgusting in the engine bay, guys. I mean, like I said, the car's been sitting for years and years. So I might not film the bay. I don't know. We'll see. But again, like I said, I feel weird because it's like I've been dealing with this fucking situation with just needs a little bit more to get ready to tune, and it's always been just a little bit more for fucking months now, and now it's finally actually done. And I guess now I gotta commit. I gotta see about getting the tune now. I gotta fucking start talking to people and see about getting that shit situated to actually get it on the dyno. It's a weird feeling to be like, damn, is it really done? It seems like it might be. So far the S2000 has been more of an enemy to me than an ally. And even after it's tuned, I'm still not going to be able to do a pull with it because the fact that once it gets over 60 miles an hour, it's just unstable. But if I can get the car driving normally as it should be, that means I can move around properly. And then I'm going to swap out the tie rod ends and get the alignment done and see where it goes from there, and then I guess eventually start changing bushings and whatnot. But being able to move it from place to place under its own power is great, because I'm probably not going to do the bushings myself. This is probably going to be something where I take it to a friend and have them press the bushings and all that shit for me. I don't know. I got to figure that out too. But yeah, I think I can safely say that it's finally ready for the dyno. It is dyno ready. And that is dynamite. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.